part of my life and my wife is a part of my life, guess what? She need to know you, and you guys need to have the same or equivalent amount of communication as I do.
Right.
I believe the danger comes in when you talk to the opposite sex outside of your spouse being involved.
Gotcha.
And if you cannot talk to them in front of your spouse, then
Don't do it.
It is already illegal, and it creates problems. It creates opportunity for infidelity, and to me, cheating is not just a sexual act.
It's anything you can't tell your partner about.
There you go.
Yep.
And so sometimes we talk to the opposite sex all in the name of counseling, or I needed to be there, and that's what opens the door for inappropriate conversations.
Right.
So
now you've essentially invited this person into the
Absolutely.
most intimate details of your relationship.
Absolutely.
Regardless if it was harmless or not, you know?
Absolutely. And so here's my thing. If you need to talk to somebody that's
to
quote
God.
unquote your friend, or this is my friend and you talking to him outside of me and you can't communicate that, it is going to violate something that is very essential to the relationship called trust.
Right.
And once trust is gone, watch this, love cannot stay. If trust is gone, then love cannot stay.
Yes.
Love cannot live and exist in an environment where there is no trust. And you can love somebody and can't stay with them because trust keep you together.
Yep.
Not love.
That's
Not
true.
love. Not love.
That's
and
true.
so we have people that have all of these friends. Oh, he's my friend. Oh, he's just my friend. Oh, he's just my friend. I tell you what, it's best that you keep your friends and leave me alone, because it seems as if they're more important. So
Right.
what I feel, Ambezi, if a male is coming to you for advice and you were friends with them before you got married, I think it is important for you to make sure you integrate your significant other
into that
relationship. And then I'm going to say this. If your significant other says, hey, I don't feel comfortable with that, then my question to you is, do you cut off the relationship with your friend? Or do you secretly talk to him outside of your significant other knowing?
So
Yeah, I got you. I put you on the spot.
Okay, so fortunately, in the relationship I'm in now, I don't have this problem, because all the guys that I'm close to, well, a lot of them live on the East Coast. So off tops, like when I got in this relationship, I was on FaceTime with them, like, okay, like, this is my boyfriend. Hey, these are my guy friends I grew up with, so now y'all know who each other are. This is his mama, this is their mama, this is what's going on, this is here, there, whatever. Whenever I have conversations with them, he knows about it.
Okay.
You know, oh, David called me today, he was talking about this goofy stuff and blah, 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 you know? So, fortunately, in this relationship, I can say that that's actually been pretty good, because I do have, especially with my godbrother, I have a guy that I grew up with. I've known him since we were 4 years old. His parents are like best friends, and he's not even like my friend at this point. He's literally my godbrother. So we're like super close. Like we. Now
hold on. Now
like,
I gotta
super close.
I gotta get you on this.
Go ahead.
Go on, move up to the mic now. I gotta get you on this, because sometimes we label males or females God brother, God sister. However, the conversations are inappropriate.
See,
and with that title,
and that's where the line is drawn, because I don't talk to him about anything relationship, period.
Okay.
Mostly because, you know, when we were in high school, we went to different schools. He went to all boys school. I went to a co-ed school. He started talking to somebody that went to my school. I acted like I didn't know who he was. I had a class with her. And so she'd be talking to people about him and stuff, and I would just keep my mouth shut, wouldn't say, wasn't here, didn't hear nothing, didn't see nothing. And so eventually, you know, once they started having problems in their relationship, he started coming to me about it, and it was definitely awkward. It was definitely like one of those situations. It's like, okay, well, I don't know her, so I'm not going to be biased, but if I was in your position, then I would do X, Y, Z.
Right.
But it was never anything super intimate. Like, it was never anything about her personally or anything crazy. It was mostly like we were in high school, like freshman, sophomore in high school. So it was like, oh, should I invite her to a dance? Like, you know, it wasn't anything serious. But now it's like, I think that the reason why it's different, at least in my experience, is because I'm not one of those people that take labels lightly at all.
Sure.
So, like, if you're not my friend, if you're somebody I see every day in a class and we're talking, you're not my friend. You're my classmate.
Right.
I'm not quick to call you a friend. I don't do the best friend thing. My best friends that I talk about are my friends.
Sure.
So, like, if I call you my friend, you are my best friend because that's who I let in. So, when it comes to the label of God brother,
come on,
family's family in my eyes. So, the only thing that means to me is that, first of all, when you're family, off limits. That is never a possibility. There's no crushing. There's no this. There's no that.
It should not be.
Family.
It should not be.
And so I think that where a lot of confusion comes in is because in some relationships that I've seen, it's like, oh, that's my brother, that's my sister, and then next thing you know,
and then
they're dating their brother or their sister.
And that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Is that, or does that become a code word that people use, but the relationship behind the scenes is inappropriate? See, my thing is this.
Almost like just because you give them a different name, you kind of do the rules different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, see, here's my thing. As you young people say today, you got to keep it 100.
You do.
You got to keep it 100.
Keep it 300.
And 300. You feel me? In every relationship. And that keeping it 100 first begins with yourself.
Right.
You have to be honest and truthful with yourself. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing. If you deceive yourself, you will lie to somebody else. Yeah. So it's important for you to be honest with yourself. I'm honest with myself. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I don't care if I grew up with a female. I don't care if we were close or anything like that. My wife has priority in my life. She has priority in my world. She, so anybody that comes into my life has to go through my wife.
Of course.
In any relationship, platonic, even family. Now, even family, because in the marriage context, your wife outside of God is your first priority.
Right.
So,
like your right hand, your rib.
Yeah, I mean she's one with you.
Right.
And so you cannot allow other individuals to come in and break that up. Even people you've been friends with for 15 to 20 years.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I think that it would be different also if I was in a marriage. I think that when you're married to somebody, I mean, I'm not gonna downplay dating because dating is like an audition for marriage.
That's good. Dating is an audition.
You're on your audition, you know. When you become fiancés, that's your callback.
Oh my
God.
Okay,
hopefully you get the part. Right. So it's like
dating is an audition.
Once the wedding comes around, lights, camera, action. That's what you've been preparing for. So, I do believe that, but I think that because I'm not even there as a person yet, I think that it takes years of growing making mistakes to really trust yourself like that and know yourself like that. Now, I do know what I'm not.
And what's that?
It just depends on the situation.
Okay, so
I know what I'm not.
You're not, but you're working up to becoming something,
right?
And that takes time,
right?
Now, let me tell you something. Right. That is a very mature statement because sometimes, as I said, we deceive ourselves thinking that we are at a certain level in life, and we're really not.
Right.
I'm going to say this, Ambezy, and I want your honest, candid opinion.
Yes.
I don't believe a lot of people are ready for relationships. I don't think that their maturity level is at a place where they are ready for relationships. I'm saying,
I agree.
Because if you need the commentary, if you need the opinion of someone to keep your relationship going, then you're not in a place to have a relationship by yourself. We got somebody on there that's chatting.
Let's see what's they saying. What's the saying?
Tiffany Connor said again, my marriage and my husband are my priorities, and it trumps any and all other relationships.
Oh, Tiffany Khan, that sounds familiar. She typed like she cute. I wonder.
Oh, you gonna get in trouble.
And it's what, when you can make a statement like that, it says, it's not saying that you have it all together.
Right.
It's saying that you are in pursuit of managing something that means a lot to you.
Right.
And
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to be in a marriage until I'm at that place.
Understood.
Because I don't want to be, even if I love my relationship with my boyfriend, it's like, that's great and everything, but would I get married this year? No. Would I get married next year? Probably not.
I hope
the year
not.
after that? No, thank you. Because it's like, I'm still in my formative years. I'm still figuring out who I am. And so, like I said, I know what I'm not. I know my boundaries and I know my limits. But as far as having people who are close, like family, like that person who's family or whatever, sometimes I think at this point in my life, it would be hard if my significant other was like, especially because especially for no reason, if my significant other was like, you got to cut him off, it's me or him, that would be a really hard decision, because up to this point in my life, like, this is somebody who doesn't know your business. I don't share my relationship business with him, but when I feel like I'm tripping, best believe that I love my friends in Vegas, but I'm not going to talk to them about that kind of stuff. I'm going to go to the person who's known me since I was 4 years old, and I'm going to tell them, like, listen, I'm thinking about making this decision. Am I tripping? Right. And he'll tell me, like, yes or no.
Yeah.
And here's why. And so it's like, right now, that's the advantage of having that person in my life. But I feel like if I was in a marriage, if I'm married to anybody, I'm 1,000% sure of what we have.
Sure.
So at that point, it's like, it is what it is. At that point, it's like, okay, everybody else gotta go, because this is my man's right here.
And that's the thing.
So, I think that's also where we're going wrong in this kind of generation, because people don't think of relationships like that anymore.
There's no honor.
And that's where all the insecurities and this and that come in, because it's like, you're right. It's like a lot of people who are in relationships around this time are not ready. And
they're not, they don't honor it. There's no honor anymore on monogamy. Somebody being exclusively involved with someone, even as it relates to the marriage context. You have all this stuff on television where you got sister wives and you got somebody who has several different women in their life, and so the biblical model of marriage and a relationship is no longer a standard in some cases, okay? And so what we're seeing on television is influencing this generation, and so it's okay to have 3 and 4 and 5 girlfriends and boyfriends, and then you share yourself. You do married things with all of these people. Right. And here's the problem, man, BZ, if I can keep it straight, no chaser.
Please.
You can be out here with all type of people, and then when you decide to get married, what if the person you're marrying can't handle where you've been?
Yep.
You've been with all these people and stuff, and now all of a sudden, now you want to be exclusive. Yeah, and so I think that to our listeners, if you're out there and you're listening, you have young people in your life, and even yourself, I think it's important for us to take our relationships seriously and manage them well. Our platonic relationships with our friends and stuff like that, and make sure that you don't allow other individuals' opinion to have more influence over how you see and value somebody.
I agree.
Yeah.
It can, because all it does is create confusion. It gets real hectic.
Yeah, listen.
It gets real hectic.
It can get nasty.
So, I also come up on this situation a lot. So, let's say that let's not even talk about relationships. Let's talk about a friendship.
Okay.
So, if you had a friend who, was friends with you, was friends with your wife, and all that kind of stuff, and what would happen if, not if they overstep boundaries, but what do you do in those jealous type situations where it's like, okay, now it's like you have your number one friend